of Onitsha metropolis. ABS boss Sachido says musicians key to achieving Governor Soludo's dream in governance. Federal Ministry of Education reiterates commitment to facilitating timely admission process. From the foreign scenes, U.S. South Korea reacts as North Korea fires suspected intercontinental ballistic missile. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total-around maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the evening news. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. Anambra State House of Assembly has passed a resolution urging Governor Chukwuma Soludo to direct the Commissioners of Police and Homeland Affairs to increase surveillance in Onitsha metropolis, with special reference to Onitsha-Owerri Road. The House passed the resolution following a motion sponsored to that effect by the member representing Obaru 1 constituency, Honorable Noble Igwe, during plenary. House of Assembly correspondent Chukwemeka Modlim now reports that sponsoring the motion, Honorable Igwe lamented that the rampant rate at which criminals parade and oppress people living in the streets and plying the roads within Onitsha metropolis at will without restraint requires security agencies to take urgent steps to arrest the ugly situation. The legislator expressed worry that the citizens of Anambra are being dispossessed of their belongings on daily basis, with some having minor or major body inflicted injuries, or even loss of life. On his part, the majority leader, Honorable Iken Fodeme, informed the House that the situation has adversely affected economic activities in Onitsha, as many traders had relocated to other states due to insecurity. On his part, the member representing Onitsha South 2 constituency, Honorable Fred Ezenwa, called for proper security surveillance in the area, while the Chief Whip of the House, Honorable Ejiko Kichuku, lauded efforts of Governor Chukwuma Soludo and the security agencies in protection of lives and property in the state, and stressed the need for the state government to install CCTV cameras and flashpoints to salvage the situation. Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Somtochko Deze, urged security agencies to intensify efforts in their fight against crime in Onitsha, as the state government is committed to providing enough incentives for them and assured that the 8th Assembly under his leadership will live up to expectation. The plenary commenced with a mass-led held for the legislators, which was presided over by the Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafo, who enjoined the House to work for the common good of Anambra to fast-track rapid development. Governor Chukwuma Soludo's dream of making Anambra livable and prosperous can be easily achieved through effective collaboration and activities of concerned groups, including musicians. A correspondent, Joseph Ebota, reports that the managing director of Anambra Broadcasting Service, Sachido Bidegu, stated this when members of Performing Musicians Employers Association of Nigeria, PMAN, Anambra State Chapter, paid him a courtesy visit at ABS corporate headquarters in Oka.
He explained that musicians are key in the scheme of things in life and are needed to support policies and programs of government. Sachido assured that PMAN's partnership with the ABS will be sustained and improved upon for better results, and specifically asked the group to partner the station on the ABS Shine the Light reality TV show, while expressing happiness with the return of peace among members of PMAN. Sachido said that with Mr. Ikem Mazeli as governor of the association, whom he described as professional and dependable gentleman, the group will be taken to an enviable height.
Gentleman to the core, and somebody that is dependable. So I believe that with the leadership that PMAN will definitely, so that dream that governor has, which is already being realized, it cannot be complete without, people like you. So we need you so much. We need you.
Earlier, the governor of the association, Mr. Mazeli, said though the group has been having existing partnership with ABS, the latest visit was to identify with the Obidiegu-led management of the station in order to find more and better opportunities to contribute in making Anambra State better through their activities as musicians. He agreed that Governor Soludo's plan for Anambra can be better and easily achieved through musicians who could spread the wonderful policies and programs of the government, thereby helping to attract investment and make Anambra more livable and prosperous. The popular musician described ABS Shine the Light reality TV show as a wonderful program that will be improved upon for maximum impact.
We wish that we work with them to make Anambra State better and greater. That is why we are here, and we believe it will work out. Anambra must work out. That is our prayer.
Other officials of PMAN, including the Deputy Governor, Mr. Simon Christian, Second Deputy Governor and Chairman of PMAN in Nnewi South, Mr. Ebere Oradiegu, Secretary, Mr. Emmanuel Akubudike, Southeast Copyright Disciplinary Chairman, Brother Abraham Edozie, Chairman of PMAN in Oka North and South local government areas, Mr. Frank Udono, joined in the visit. Director of News and Current Affairs of the ABS, Mr. Gabe Opaleze, Director of Programs, Mrs. Nneka Ekwunife, Director of Commercial Services, Mrs. Beatrice Akwanamye, and Public Relations Officer of the ABS, Judy Jeff Mwabweze, joined in receiving the PMAN delegation.
The people of Umona in Agwata local government area have reassured Governor Chukwuma Soludo for the total support and loyalty of the community. The President General of Umona Progressive Union, Chief Kenneth Okoli, who gave the assurance during installation of a new traditional ruler of the community, Igwe Sunday Ezofo, following the withdrawal of certificate of recognition of the former traditional ruler, Chief Humphrey Ejesieme, by the Anambra State government, described Umona community as peace-loving. We have details.
Chief Okoli said that the people of Umona will continue to support the efforts of Governor Soludo towards making Anambra livable and prosperous homeland. He commended the state government for all its efforts towards bringing lasting peace to all the communities in Anambra State, especially in Umona community, saying that the singular act is a clear indication that Governor Soludo is prepared and committed to serve the people. The President General also described the Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Community Affairs in Anambra State, Chief Tony Collins Nwabwanne, as a grassroots administrator, saying that his role towards restoring peace and unity in Umona shows that Governor Soludo made a right choice in making him the Commissioner in charge of Chieftaincy and Community Affairs. Speaking after his installation by the people of Umona, the new traditional ruler of the community, Igwe Ezofo, who thanked the community for the confidence reposed in him, maintained that he will use the traditional steel to work towards bringing lasting peace in Umona for enhanced development of the community. Igwe Ezofo called on the people of Umona to close rank and forget the past, even as he commended Governor Soludo for all his efforts aimed at bringing even development across Anambra State, especially his road construction and reconstruction initiative, which he noted will go a long way in opening up the hinterlands. Others who spoke during the ceremony, including Reverend Father James Noroga, who is also a university teacher, called for prayers for more peaceful coexistence in the community. All the village heads in Umona were highly represented during the event, including critical stakeholders in the community.
Principals of secondary schools in Anambra State have been charged to always motivate staff working under them to enable them give their best for the progress of the schools. The chairman Post Primary School Service Commission PPSSC, Professor Nkechi Kedugu, gave the charge during the management meeting with the principals in Onitsha Education Zone. She urged the principals that, in line with Governor Chukwuma Soludo's directive, to always motivate the hardworking staff either by commending them orally or by presenting them with gift items or even planning award for the best teacher of the year, as well as make the good ones the school ambassadors. On regionalization of teachers, Professor Ikedugu stressed that teachers who have stayed up to 6 years in a particular school must be transferred, as this will help in harmonizing the activities of the system. The chairman also tasked the principals to sensitize their students to pay their school fees and stated that the students who fail to pay the fees before commencement of the main examination papers may not write the examinations, and that principals who fail to comply may consider losing their post as principals. The principals were also mandated to carry question papers on time during examinations to avoid leakages, even as they were encouraged to operate an open-door policy in the administration, which has numerous benefits. The education boss also pleaded with the principals to avoid situations where a young male teacher and female students engage in a amorous relationship and that they should not be allowed to work in isolation. The zonal director for Onitsha Zone, Mrs. Josephine Iwanusi, who was in attendance in her vote of thanks, appreciated the chairman as well as the public relations officer, PPSSC, Oka, Mrs. Ngozi Moore, for making out time to be with them and pledged on behalf of the principals that they will do their best as they do go about their duties. The state chairman of All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Chief Ifatu Obiokwe, has urged the federal government to declare emergency on the menace of erosion in Anambra State. Correspondent Chukwemeka Modeling reports that Chief Obiokwe made the plea in Oka while commenting on the portion of Oba Road in Idemili South local government area that has been cut off by erosion. He explained that there was need for the federal government to take urgent steps to fix the road to save houses, farmlands and industries which are threatened by the erosion. Chief Obiokwe described the road as a critical road which links people from Lagos and other southwest part of the country into southeast and south-south. The state APCO chairman, who noted that there are over 1,000 erosion sites in Anambra State, observed that it is something that Anambra State government cannot handle alone, hence the need of federal government's intervention. He lauded Governor Chukwuma Soludo for working hard to tackle the menace, devoting more time to pre-erosion management by nipping it in the bud before it occurs, encouraging tree planting in erosion-prone areas and partnering donor agencies, among others. Chief Obiokwe also called on Anambra to desist from cutting trees without replacement, building on waterways, which he said causes erosion. The Federal Ministry of Education says it will ensure that all admission processes are concluded timely and in line with its 60% merit, 30% equality of state, and 10% exigency criteria. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, David Adejo, made the pledge when they received the 2023 National Common Entrance Examination (NCEE) results from the National Examinations Council (NECO) in Abuja. Ekwajide has details of the report.
The entrance examination for admission into Junior Secondary 1 into the 110 federal unity colleges across the country, according to the Permanent Secretary, saw 76 pupils getting the highest score of 203 and 6 others making the lowest score 01. According to him, a total of 72,865 pupils registered compared to the 71,738 pupils that registered last year, with Lagos State having the highest number of 18,644 and Taraba with the lowest of 102. He noted that there is progress with bridging the gender parity, as out of the 69,829 pupils that sat for the examination, 38,801 of them were females, as against 34,064 males that sat for the examination. The Permanent Secretary, however, stated that 3,036 pupils were absent, but promised that unity schools will continue to strengthen their unity in line with their motto, Pro Unitate. Hence, federal unity colleges have become the first port of call for most parents in Nigeria. He counted challenges to include infrastructural development, feeding, and teacher quality, and reiterated that the federal government is doing its best to ensure better conditions for effective teaching and learning in the schools.
76 students have the highest score of 201, and 6 students have the lowest score of 1.
In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.
Right from the foreign scenes, Japanese and South Korean officials report that North Korea has fired a suspected intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM. The long-range missile flew for more than an hour before landing short of Japanese waters this morning. Pyongyang's launch comes after it threatened retaliation against what is said were recent U.S. spy planes incursions over its territory. North Korea's missile flew eastwards from Pyongyang for more than an hour before landing in the sea west of Japan around 11:15 local time, Japanese Coast Guard reported. The high-angled flight covered a 1,000-kilometer distance, said South Korea's military. South Korean and U.S. officials met immediately after the missile launch, issuing a statement reiterating their threatened joint defense. From the world of sports, Arsenal striker Folarin Balogun has wished departing Chelsea winger Christian Pulisic good luck at his new club AC Milan. Chelsea is yet to confirm Pulisic's departure to AC Milan this summer. Pulisic will sign a 4-year deal with the Serie A giants Italy this summer transfer window. Following AC Milan's post by Pulisic, Balogun sent his wishes to his USA international teammate on Telegram. On Instagram, Pulisic joined Chelsea in 2019 from Borussia Dortmund. Before we go tonight, remember that you can follow news and programs from ABS TV from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television Oka. You can also tweet us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV. On Instagram, we are ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Now the main points that made the news again tonight. Anambra State Assembly has made a case for increased surveillance of Onitsha metropolis. ABS boss Sachido has said that musicians are key to achieving Governor Soludo's dream in governance. Federal Ministry of Education has reiterated commitment to facilitating timely admission process. And finally, from the foreign states, we told you that U.S. South Korea have reacted as North Korea fires suspected intercontinental ballistic missile. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. That's all on the news tonight. My name is Uchechukwu Ibona. Good night.